Hello, kids of hope! Happy Sabbath and welcome to another episode of Scikid! When I was younger, I heard someone say that we cannot survive without God's forgiveness. I have been thinking about this concept for a while. This may have crossed your mind as well. Today, let us use science to help us see the importance of God's forgiveness. We will have a simple experiment today. Here are the things we need. 2 candles of the same size, 1 lighter, 2 saucers, but we're using big jars. There's 1 big and we're using 1 as big, 1 as small. Now that the materials are ready, let's get started. But first we have to arrange. I put a shopping board here so you can really see where it goes. So like this. So the first candle goes here, then the second candle goes here. Now we're actually ready. So, step 1, with a lighter, light each candle. Step 2, burn the lower part of each candle and stick the melted part on the saucers. But we have a big candle, so we can just skip that step. Step 3, make sure that each candle stands sturdily. Okay, good. Before we go to the last step, let me ask you this question. What do you think will happen if we put these glass jars over the candles? Think well. Let's see whether your guesses are right. Now let's cover both candles with the small and large containers. We do this carefully. Then watch carefully what happens. Let's wait a bit. Look at that, the smaller candle is already going on. Oops! The light inside the small container went out. The candle has already dried up. Well, the light inside the large container also died out, but the light lasted longer than the one in the small containers. So what just happened? According to the American Chemistry Society, the process that keeps a candle flame burning is known as combustion, a chemical reaction that occurs between the candle wax, which is made of hydrocarbons. By the way, we're just doing this again. Oxygen from the air. This reaction releases heat and light, which we can see as the candle's flame. When you place a jar over the candle, you create a closed system. The oxygen within the system is limited to what was present in the jar at the time it was placed over the candle. No additional oxygen from outside the jar can enter the system. Combustion, being an oxidative process, requires a continuous supply of oxygen. In the closed system, the candle continues to burn by consuming the limited supply of oxygen inside the jar. However, once all the oxygen is used up, the combustion process can no longer continue. This is because the necessary conditions for the chemical reaction, namely the presence of oxygen, are no longer met. As a result, the flame goes out. So why did the light inside the smaller container die first? You guessed it right! Because the amount of oxygen is less. It's so obvious. Kids of hope, listen It's like we close ourselves up inside containers. When we are closed, God cannot give us the oxygen we need. And eventually, we die out, no matter how large our container covers are. But when we ask for God's forgiveness and embrace God's love, we open up to Him. Only then can He give us a fresh supply of oxygen. Only then can we start anew with our spirits burning bright again. Psalm 88:5 says, "You, Lord, are forgiving and good, abounding in love to all who call on you." Kids of hope, sometimes we might feel weak or down because of our mistakes. But remember, God is always ready to forgive us and fill us with His love. And that's the coolest science experiment of all. I hope you've learned something from our experiment today as I did. Do this experiment at home and remember the lesson that comes with it. Once more, this is Yuan and see you next time here on Scikid!